1921, Albert Einstein wrote a paper called The World as I See It. He said, the most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious, and it is this fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science. What is the mysterious? When Einstein was a little boy, his father gave him a compass. When he looked at it, he saw this thing, this needle that is always pointing north. Then he realized there is simply something invisible that we cannot see, but it is that something that is making the needle move. This reminds me of another story of my son. When he was maybe 5 or 6 years old, one day I heard him laughing hysterically in the bathroom while he's taking a shower. His laughter was so full of excitement and joy that I ended up knocking on his door and asked, "What are you laughing about?" And he shouted, "This is so fun! I figured out why we have eyelashes. I let the water run from the top of my head, and the eyelashes are there to keep the water away so I can see." I never forget that moment. By simply standing still and observe, he encountered the mysterious, the awe and wonder, the joy and excitement that is so often lost in our daily life. I think this feeling can also be illustrated in a letter that Einstein wrote to Max Born in 1929, when Max Born was trying to convince Einstein that quantum mechanics can be completely understood in the Copenhagen interpretation. But Einstein replied, "If I were to say what is in my heart at this moment, I would say this. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift." This is what made Einstein Einstein. He understands that the mind is made up of two domains, thoughts and emotions, and both thinking and feelings are fleeting. They come and go. So one must go deeper, use logic and emotions to find the unchanging laws, to boil things down to the most fundamentals and reason it up from there. In the letter, what Einstein is trying to say is this, that I understand what you are doing. You are trying to use logic to convince me, but I am not convinced because my intuition, my gut feeling is telling me that quantum mechanics is incomplete and there's simply something deeper that we just don't yet understand. So I cannot just shut up and calculate. But what are the most fundamentals about life? And how can we learn from Einstein and reason it up from there? The more I think about it, the more I think that this can also be boiled down by a very powerful story of the two trees. You see, the story goes, in the beginning, there is a tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The story said that when we chose to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, we would be like God, judging everything, and it is this choice, this very act that we were cast out of paradise, separate us from having a relationship with God. And some would even call this the original sin. But what is sin? If we look deeper into the original Greek meaning, sin means that we miss the mark. And by choosing to have the knowledge of good and evil, we miss the mark. We miss the point of life. What the forbidden fruit represents is logic, the rational thinking mind. Logic is based on a law called the law of the excluded middle. This law states that everything has to be one or the other, and there is no middle ground. Look around this world and you will see that logic is there to keep a system fixed and structured. Not only traditional mathematics, but also a computer system. That the logic board is based on 1 and 0. Or how about a political system, the Democrats or the Republicans? Or a religion, God and Satan, heaven or hell, good or evil? In logic, everything is defined to be one or the other, and everything makes sense. But life does not work that way, because life itself, the very act of living, is not fixed. It is dynamic and ever-changing. And the moment we use only logic to judge and measure, we forget that the heart has its reasons, that reasons knows it not. So we fight and argue, we blame and take sides, and the whole relationship collapses. Look at what is happening to our world right now. Einstein ends the letter by saying, "The greatest gift we can give to ourselves and to humanity is to honor both." And I would call this union of logic and emotion a force of understanding. This is atomic peace, a place to discover why we are here, what we are made of, and how to find peace in chaos. See you next time.